Good evening. How are you? Hello. Heya. Heya, fellas. How's it going? Quiet, y'all. Paul has something to say. Well, not really. I'm just doing a little streamy stream. Smoking a little weed. All right, well, I would get a PFP as soon as you're done, but yeah, it's like bots and people making multiple accounts, ban evasion and shit like that. And because I just like the fucking rule. I don't like looking at my chat and seeing a bunch of people who didn't have 10 seconds to put a fucking profile pic up, so. I'd say it's mostly just a personal fucking aesthetic choice for me. I have to sit and stare at your dumb shit all fucking day. At least you could do is give me a little picture to go with it. No, I wouldn't post again until you get yourself a PFP. And you might want to wait till next stream, because it would be a shame if you PFP'd up and then just got shit canned out of here. Yeah. Default avatars suck. You're not wrong. Yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. Saw your reaction to the Chauvin case, also hoping he gets the maximum sentencing. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how all that shakes out, won't we? The 5G shot messed up more than my sleep schedule. It's put me on my ass now for 3 days straight. Well, today I guess would be the second day. I got the shot on Sunday. Monday was sick as fuck. Tuesday, which is today, been all fucking just like down. Feeling better than I was yesterday. Yesterday there was no chance I was doing fucking a ton of these. I spent yesterday like in bed 100%. So there's that. Got my grades for last classes towards my bachelor's in psychology. Well, good for you, buddy. At the default avatar on Patreon because I can't be bothered to personalize it. I only said to you guys, you know, I don't care about Patreon. Like the PFP rule is Paul's stream only. I don't give a fuck what you do elsewhere. To me, like, you know, a patron, you want to pay me $5 to no PFP troll or whatever, I'm all for it. Had the same thing happen to me with the vaccine. Took a hot shower to feel better, and oh my god, dude, I made the worst mistake. I woke up and like was just achy and shit, and I was like, I'm gonna take a hot bath. And I got in the bath and I was like, oh, this feels so much better. And then I got out of the bath and I was like, I sat there fucking shivering to death. It was it was pretty bad. Today I haven't had as much of like the shivers. Today it's just been kind of like lethargic and shit. Weed helps. Ibuprofen helped with the headache that was kicking today. I'm hoping that tomorrow will be pretty much free and clear. That seems to be what I hear from most people who have this type of reaction. Yeah, same thing with my wife. Amelia basically had, you know, the sore arm from where the shot was, but beyond that was perfectly fine. Didn't get any of the shit. Meanwhile, it put me right the fuck out of commish. So, what are you gonna do? Different people, different reactions, I guess, huh? Makes me glad that I didn't get COVID. Because if the COVID vaccine was as bad as it was, I can't imagine how COVID would have been. Yeah, we got our shots on the same day. We got both our shots on the same day. She, like, was fine. After the first shot, I was run down the next day, and then I felt fine. And then after this one, she was pretty much fine. And I was just I was 10 times worse after the second one. Fucked up. My mom swears that she had it to everybody, but her 4 tests all came back negative. Mom has a little Baron Munchausen syndrome or something, maybe. My second dose on the 14th. My first dose was totally fine. Maybe a little soreness. Yeah, if your first dose was fine, there's a good chance your second one is. But I don't know which one you're getting and all that shit. I guess that makes a difference. You're right. All right. I heart capybaras. I caught COVID in December, and it triggered my autoimmune disease. That's why I'm holding off on getting vaccinated. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would follow whatever your doctor's orders are on that. Have you seen Trump's new communication platform thing? No. Did you hear he basically announced he's running for president again, though, in 2024? Like he's doing the whole coy thing. Like he went on some Fox and Friends or some shit, and he was like, "I think people will be very happy with an announcement that I'll be making soon. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge." You think he'll still be alive? Mean old fucking bastards live forever, so yeah. I give him even odds on staying alive. Mean old fucks live fucking a long time. I think that Trump could actually win. Yep. 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 Yes. 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 100%. And with DeSantis on the ticket, he might have a chance. I mean, he might have a chance without DeSantis on the ticket. Like, you guys don't understand how this fucking electoral ping pong ball match works. Like, the libs come in and disappoint anybody that has any fucking standards at all. You know, those people in the middle who are typically looking for some kind of fucking solution to the problems in the world and not willing to play the media football game. And a lot of people fucking voted for Biden, probably begrudgingly this last time around. And if he delivers us a big fucking whopping nothing burger, a lot of those people probably gonna flip. So I think he's got a chance no matter what, especially if Biden doesn't run for us for re-election and the DNC tosses it to Kamala Harris, which is as likely a scenario as I can think of. He doesn't have to be alive in 4 years. He has to be alive in 3 years and change. I mean, I know there's not a whole lot of difference, but there is. He needs to be alive about 3.5 years from now to make it work. A little less. I think there's some good odds on that. I think his odds of living long enough to like run again are probably about even with the odds of Biden surviving his term. See that black nationalist group buying 200 acres of mountains in Colorado? Nope. Isn't everyone too horrified by the Capitol riot to support him? No. There was a good segment of the electorate that were fucking electrified by the Capitol riot. And this country has a very short memory. Yep, most Republicans will support him despite what happened. Because even Republicans that reacted negatively to the Capitol riot probably secretly liked it. Because they saw it as a maneuver worthy of the president that they elected. So yeah, they'll be right back on his team. And the media is already campaigning for him by running with his little fake announcement. They didn't learn the first fucking time around. They didn't learn the first time around to not give 24/7, 365 Trump coverage, but they're going to do it again. You guys wait. Everybody fucking breathed a big ol' sigh of brunch relief when Trump got fucking ousted, and he's going to come right back. What a nightmare. It's funny to be watching the online progressives rip each other apart while Biden and Kamala rule. Well, that's what the left does. The left spends all its time tilting at windmills while Republicans are in office rather than organizing, and then they spend all their time fighting amongst each other about how they should organize when they're in power. What a fantastic fucking system we've got here. Go get a PFP, please. Hey, we fight against each other when anyone is in office, Lamau. Not really. You see way more fucking... you see way more left unity in the face of a big Republican sweep election, don't you? Remember how everybody just kind of stopped fighting and coalesced around Biden? Not everybody, but, you know, the good beating heart center of the fucking left, right? Swallowed the poison lesser of two evils pill and sucked Biden's wrinkly old nutsack, didn't they? Can't come together to get any actually organizing done once he's in power, because then we're too busy bickering at each other until the next oligarch comes along with an R next to his name, and then we all fucking pretend like we gotta set everything aside and fucking fight this guy. It's just fucking like you don't see the game being played here. True that. I mean, there was a lot of resistance to Biden, but in the end, who won? The minority resistors or the majority collaborators? You know what I mean? That's just the way it works. The most important election of our lifetime. The most important election in our lifetime. And I do not think it's hyperbole to say that we will be voting in the most important election of our life. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. The most important election, perhaps in the history of the country. The most important election of a generation. Left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Yeah, dude, if it gets any more important, I don't know what I'm going to do either, dude. It's getting so much more important. Biden wouldn't burn down democracy, though, if Trump could have. Why do you have so much fucking faith in democracy? Look what it's cranked out. The very fucking circus show that I'm describing is American democracy, utterly subverted by fucking corporations, just as designed. So what are you all defensive of? You don't think Biden's burning down democracy by supplanting and fucking sanctioning democratically elected leaders all over the world, dropping bombs on fucking sovereign nations and shit? What's democratic about that? What's democratic about Biden subverting the Congress in order to launch strikes and shit on a fucking sovereign nation? That's not the democratic way. The democratic way is that Congress declares war, not the president. So why are you so defensive of democracy like Biden's some beacon of it? He ain't. I've already created Trump shrines when he's alive. Dude, there's a dude that lives in like the Philippines or something that literally worships Trump. He's got like a mannequin all done up like Trump, and he like fucking hangs flower fucking wreaths around its neck every goddamn day and spends like 14 hours a day contemplating it. Paul, did you know that Nero's concubine was the first femboy? No. No. There was no invention of the androgynous male. They've existed since humanity has existed. Nobody invented it. Nobody decided to have androgyny in the species. It's existed since the beginning of the species. Thank you. I don't understand revering another person like that. Well, you also don't understand the mindset of somebody who grew up in fucking Indonesia or wherever that guy was from. You know what I mean? You gotta imagine your fucking priorities might be a little different when it comes to esoteria. Hello, and what it do? How's the vaccine treating me? It's okay. I'm recovering. What is a femboy? An androgynous male. And if you don't know what androgyny is, I recommend that you don't ask another Googleable fucking question up in here. Like, you got Google, right? Google androgyny or Google femboy, and it'll answer your question. with pictures if you've got safe search off. With interesting pictures if you've got safe search off. But Paul, what is Google? Dun dun dun. What are an dictionary? What are an dictionary? Hey, Paul, what movies are playing near me now? Hey, Paul, what restaurants are still offering delivery at this hour? Hey, Paul, what's the nearest national park? Were you ever a wrestling fan? I was a wrestling fan in the 80s. My grandfather, on my dad's side, who I didn't know at the time was a fucking monster. He was good with us as kids. Sober, I guess. Probably explains that. He loved wrestling, like old Memphis wrestling. He had tapes of old Memphis wrestling that he would pop in for me to watch when I was over at their house. And then he took me to live wrestling events. I grew up near Fresno, California, and Fresno, California was on the circuit for live filmings. I actually got to see King of the Ring one year because it happened in the Selland Arena in Fresno, and I was at the King of the Ring. Really cool. And this was old school WWF wrestling, so Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Andre, George the Animal Steel, Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, like the golden fucking age, right? Yeah, I interviewed Jim Cornette. Did a whole show with him. What's the meaning of life? There isn't one. There you go. Have you seen any of the Dark Side of the Ring Vice docs? Yeah. Oh, I watched the Benoit one. Sorry. Pot's a hell of a drug. Ugh. The chronic, she is bubonic. You'll have to forgive me. Ugh. Yeah, I watched the Chris Benoit Dark Side of the Ring, I think. Nihilo sanctimus ne. Is nothing sacred. The Owen Hart episode of Dark. I haven't seen them all, so. Playing a smoking game. We're going to take turns when I smoke. Oh, so you and a group are like keeping up with me? Realize, long time stoner. But there you go. Another hit. Metal Gear Flaccid. Oh, man. Is it really time of the year for this? Can I get a cool, stiff breeze, please? It feels cool out here, but it's muggy. Man, I don't like that shit. Give me that cold, fucking stiff breeze. Come on. Hit me with it. Metal Gear Flaccid. What the fuck is wrong with people? Yeah, there's a difference between a trans woman and a femboy, or an androgynous male, or a man that engages in androgyny for personal reasons. Bump, 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 bump. You just started? I started a while ago. I'll have to grind some more up here in a minute. Yeah, a couple of hits left in this. Oh, Lord. Oh, this weed is so good. One of my favorite videos. You guys seen the one I'm talking about? Dude, this is like dying, coughing. He's like, Lord. Single tear. This weed is so good. I wish I could have squoze a tear for you guys. I didn't cough quite hard enough to get a tear going. Lord have mercy, this weed is so good. The old salvia videos are my favorites. Ugh, no. No, no, no. Wrong, wrong, wrong. My best friend came out to me as bisexual last month. I was shocked, but he said the straight and gay community judge him. Heh? I'm going to read that again. I'm a little high. My best friend came out to me as bisexual last month. I was shocked, but he said the straight and gay communities judge him. Yeah, well, like, not every part of the straight and gay community judges bisexual people, but there are a lot of, like, gay, lesbian, transgender activists that don't like bisexuals all that much. And I think it's for reasons that we already know. Like, bisexual passing is one of the reasons. Like, they think that we're not part of, as important a part of the LGBTQIA plus spectrum because we pass as straight as I did my entire life, right? And because we pass as straight in public, and because we can have heterosexual relationships and be fulfilled by them. And so it's possible for a bisexual person to remain closeted their whole fucking life and not really suffer anything from it other than, the lack of being able to engage in male on male or female on female sexual encounters. But it's not like, if I were a gay man and really couldn't find sexual fulfillment with a woman or vice versa, right? So they hate us, like, I think some people hate us for, like, reasons that we already, like, bisexuals are not trying to act like we're the same as gay people. I have never smoked salvia, so you have to ask somebody that's done it. My coworker is gay and doesn't like to see himself as part of the LGBTQ community. Whatever. It's just kind of is whether he wants to be, right? Can somebody explain to me what the functional fucking difference is between bisexual and fucking pansexual, please? I'm waiting on this. I really want this to be, because I've tried to wrap my head around this shit and I don't fucking understand. So somebody in the community make me understand what the fucking functional difference between bisexual and pansexual is. Is pansexual just like a way of saying bisexual that is inclusive of other gender identities and stuff? Because I think it goes without saying that, as a bisexual man, I'm attracted to trans folk and non-binary folk, and I'm attracted to people. That's kind of the point. So it's just a more inclusive term, right? Okay. Got it. It's kind of what I thought. But but are there people that aren't like are there people that are bisexual that aren't attracted to various levels of androgyny in males and females? Like, are there people that are bi but exclusionary to non-binary slash trans people? Yes, there are those. Okay. Okay. Well, like, color me informed, I guess. I didn't know. Too many sexualities. Everybody wants to feel special. Lol. There's definitely bi people that aren't attracted to trans people. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I don't agree with the first part of that sentiment. I think that was a little dismissive for no fucking reason, but whatever. Color me informed on the second part. See, the fucked up thing about me being a closeted person for as long as I have is I don't have the benefit of a lot of good faith conversations with other bisexual people or gay people from that perspective. I had a lot of friends that were gay prior to coming out or bisexual, and so I've heard from them, but being on the other end of the fucking rope, I was always trying to portray myself as the straight guy, right? And so I've never had that straight back and not that I've never had it. Like, after I came out, TJ and I have talked a few times, but like, I don't have a whole lot of experience talking with other bisexual men. And so I assumed that other bisexual men were like me and attracted to not just the gender identity of a person, but the kind of androgynous middle between, right? Not just like hard gender identities, but androgynous gender identities or transgender identities. I've never excluded any of these. Like, my first genuine nascent sexual experience as a child was with a trans person. My first little proto-relationship or whatever the fuck. We've talked about that here before. And when mom and dad and stuff weren't looking, which was a lot of the time because we spent a lot of time together, we treated each other like a little boyfriend and girlfriend couple. It does seem a little unusual that a person would be attracted to a man or a woman, but not a trans. So I'm not trying to dig into it. If people say that that's what they're attracted to, it's not me to jump into their fucking sexuality. It just does seem like it's odd to me because that's not me. Like, I definitely have preferences, right? Like, sexual preferences that may really like masculine dudes are not part of my sexual preference. So I'm not interested in I'm not attracted to big buff dudes. So if you're a trans woman a trans man who is a big buff trans man, I'm going to exclude you, just based on preference. But that had nothing to do with you being trans. Human sexuality is so fucking complex, man. Doesn't this make your brain hurt to think about? It does mine. It's really interesting, though. It's a super interesting topic. Can we just call it the queer community? That's an all-encompassing term for somebody who's either not straight or cis. I don't like the term queer, dude. But I come from a time where that was flung at gay people. It's like one of those, it's like, it's a pejorative, man. Like, that's what they used to call us. I don't know. I'm probably tainted by growing up at a time where that was flung around just as much as faggot or any other queer type of pejorative was. Smear the queer, right? That's a game I used to play as a little kid. I mean, take the implication. A lot of people my age played that game when we were kids. Hello, sweetheart.
I'm number 3?
I guess so. Revving it up. Revving up the engine.
That's not even counting Pet Monk.
Huh?
That's not even counting Pet Monk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is number 4. I guess I am feeling better today. I did sleep a lot today, though.
Yeah.
Never heard of that game. I've described it here before. You can look it up. There are words that describe attraction to femininity and attraction to masculinity in general, which I kind of wish would become more mainstream. What are those words?
Gynophilic and androphilic? Is that what they mean?
Maybe. I don't know. You have to... It's definitely less unwieldy than non-heteronormative. Maybe there's just not an unwieldy way to say it because human sexuality is so fucking complex. Maybe it just needs all these little designations to come to a deeper understanding of the uniqueness of it amongst the communities of people that are that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like maybe there's shit because I don't like the term queer community. I don't like that term because that term when I was a kid was slung around as a negative against gay people, and I just don't. Whenever somebody says that to me, it always feels like somebody said something wrong. You know what I mean? Because I remember how it was used when I was a child, and it was not used to describe a community of people in a positive way. So maybe I'm just kind of colored against that. So I'm not telling anybody else that they can't call it that, but you don't hear that shit come out of my mouth all that often.
Yeah, like everyone can make their own preferences.
Well, that's why that's what I was saying, right? Like maybe there's not a quick and easy way to define this, and maybe we just have to find fucking mutual ways of agreeing on saying it. Be a good boy if you come out here. First time you run off, you're going back in. You gotta go potty, you could go potty. It's too dark for you to be running around. I know this whole conversation started with me like trying to suss out the functional difference between bisexuality and pansexuality. And I got that explained to me. At least in a way that I think I understand it. And I could get why people would want to come up with a better way of saying it because bisexuality implies a gender binary.
But it also doesn't.
I don't fucking know. Does it? Does it not?
I don't know if saying that like something that's been so integral to the community for so long like can just be thrown away and like no that's transphobic now.
See, I don't think that I don't know. I'm not necessarily saying that it is. Like I think bisexual is. I mean, it's still part of the fucking LGBTQIA rainbow. You know what I mean? I think there are probably some people that are trying to make a movement for it, but
I don't know. I just think like if you want to be bisexual, be bisexual. If you want to be pansexual, be pansexual.
well, bisexual is not necessarily like alluding to gender, right? It's alluding to sexual dimorphism. So if you're bisexual, you are attracted to both sides of the sexually dimorphic scale, and by implication, what's in between it, in my mind. But in the minds of other people, there needs to be a distinction between those two. Because I just asked, are there bisexual people who exclude trans and non-binary people from their pool of, like, completely exclude trans and non-binary people from their pool of prospective sexual partners? And I got a bunch of yeses in the chat. So it's like, okay. Do you associate the term gay with a pejorative? Yes.
If you're just throwing around that's gay or whatever.
Obviously, yeah. I mean, I was called that a bunch of times when I was a kid. It was just a routine kind of way of, especially dudes, to break each other down. You're fucking gay. That's gay. Don't be gay. You're acting gay. You're fucking gay. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I do. Don't howdy me fucking like almost an hour into a stream, Brooklyn. All right. It's just so fucking adds nothing. Like the fact that you just came in, this is not an airport. Don't announce your arrivals and departures. If you're lost, scrub back or just shut up and listen. Like, I hate that shit, bro. That shit's for like the first 5 minutes of a stream. What up, Paul? What up? What up? What up? You don't drop in an hour into the fucking conversation and go, what up, dude? It's like, fucking, who are you? Like that guy that just wandered in with no context. Just fucking keep it in mind. It's a conversation going on here. Nobody cares you just arrived.
Everyone's just asking for times.
No, that's all good. I'm about to get rid of timing from my fucking repertoire. Like, these timeouts that people are getting here and there are fucking... They're like the mercy adjustment period shit. I'm one of these days in the future, and I told you guys this, the day that we fucking restructured. One of the days in the future, I'm going to give the blanket order that timeouts are not to be used anymore, and bans will be instant and permanent. And that'll be that. And there will be no more clearing of the ban rules. There'll be no more fucking, you want to unban, you come through me. And me alone. And they'll be doled out very, very fucking lightly because I'm not going to spend all my days fucking shuffling through people's dumbass unban requests. So, yeah, dude. I'm just like like I just said, these timeouts are a fucking grace period. How do you know when this begins? You'll know. I'll announce it. And it'll filter down to you. It'll get around, trust me, just like the new rules got around real quick. If you sleep through the announcement, then the next time I see you and you time somebody out, I'll put you up on game. It's not going to be a big deal. Don't worry about it. You'll know, trust me. You have a wrench, you'll know. The network will get to you. It's Cynic. Have you licked thine wounds, Cynic, and returned a hardened man? We busted on Cynic in the last episode, but you know what, dude? If there's anybody, any chat regular up in here that deserved it, it's fucking Cynic. We busted on Cynic, dude. We capped on him pretty hard. That's okay, though. He's still here. He's licked his wounds and has returned. Cynic's been kind of hanging in the breeze since Jason's been banned. Jason will get unbanned at some point, but I'm still punishing him.
Was he even worse than when he was de-wrenched?
Well, he didn't remain around long after I de-wrenched him. I threw him to the wolves, basically. He was being a troll, and I told him to stop one night. It was a late night stream, and he kept doing it. And so I just unwrenched him, and I said, now you're at the fucking mercy of my fucking mods. And like his next post was banned. Yeah, Jason and him used to be like a little tag team in here, and now he's had to like go it alone for a while. I think he's feeling a little isolated. I love how you think I'm mad. Bruh. Cynic. Can we, dude, man to man, player to player, pimp to pimp, all right? You were mad as... You were mad as fuck, Cynic. Player to player, pimp to pimp. You were mad. And it's okay. I've been mad here a bunch of times, Cynic. At you. But let's be real. You implicitly threatened to beat me up, Cynic. You did the keyboard warrior. Nobody does that when they're not frothing, bro. You were like, you never say that shit to my face, bro. That's like that like pseudo beta flex that dudes do when they're mad. Because they know they can't come beat me up. So they just threaten to kind of do it on the internet. Like, I hear that. Yeah, okay, you were mad. See? Thank you, Cynic. We've... Look at you. Progress. Fucking straight up human progress trying to come in here with that stiff upper lip. I love how you think I'm mad. You were mad. Come on. Look at what we've done, man.
Alright. That's a no profile pic. I'm just gonna ban immediately.
Yep. See you. How many mods have I fired? I don't remember. A few. Bro hug. I don't know about that, but, you know, I call that progress. Well, whatever. I mean, I think you were mad before you got timed, bro. I think you were mad. But you were only timed for 300 seconds. It's not like you were timed out for fucking ever. You were mad prior to getting timed out. In fact, I think you got timed because you were mad. You were acting all mad and shit. There'll be rules in this chat, and you'll be abiding by them, or you'll be walking the plank. Thems that don't abide by the rules sleep in Davy Jones' locker. This is my pirate ship. And I run a tight ship, mateys. Peacock. How you doing, Day? Being a good boy? Come over here and see me. You're being a good boy.
I don't know what you were all worked up about earlier.
Who knows? Maybe it's just that movie was loud.
You didn't like it. 2 paws down. I don't know. Between Tenet and Looper, I'd say Looper is the superior movie.
Yeah, I'd say you're probably right. It's just it's a time movie, so it's wibbly as fuck. But I do like the different angle on Tenet. It's definitely, I don't want to ruin it for people. If you haven't seen Tenet though, I recommend you see it. It's decent.
I would just say overall that Looper is more, or it's easier to follow than
It was
Tenet is.
That's true, and I think Looper was a more fun movie too.
Yeah.
In general, just a more, but like Tenet is still pretty cool. Explores a different angle on the whole time stream, time travel thing. Tenet was a little confusing, but I was able to follow what was going on. I do think that it's one of those movies that I'll probably notice different things about if I were to watch it again, which I probably will. It's a movie that was pretty long, but also a movie like Inception that was pretty long that I'll probably end up watching again. It's one of those movies that I feel like you'll probably get some more of the subtleties of the second and maybe third time you watch it, you know, going into it with the foreknowledge of the hook. Yeah, I understand. Tenet is an anagram. It works forward and backwards, right? I figured that out when I posted the tweet backwards today. Like after I got done watching Tenet, I posted Tenet is pretty fucking good, but I posted, phonetically backwards. And then I noticed that at the end of the sentence was Tenet. And I was like, oh. Tenet is like a race car. An ambigram, not an anagram, an ambigram. Can be read either way. All right, dude. Dudes that aren't mad, don't dwell on it. Just move on, Cynic. We've moved on. I've moved on. Dudes that aren't mad, move on. You were mad as fuck earlier. Get over it. You're not going to explain away how mad you were. I made you mad. It's okay. It's what I do. I make a lot of people mad. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. And get over it.
You already finished all this water?
Ambigrams can be read upside down as well. So what are we looking at then with the word that can be, what are those called? Palindromes? Is that the right word? I think it might be a palindrome. Got it. So I was wrong 3 times in a row. Whatever. The concept was correct. Yeah. What's going on here? I just stumbled into this channel. Get the fuck off the ship, matey. Resurrected. Found us a stowaway. To the briny deep with him. I just walked into a mafia meeting. What's up, guys? What's going on, fellas?
You know YouTube too well to think that you'd be suggested to anyone.
Dude, there is no such thing as organic growth on this fucking channel and hasn't been for years, y'all. Nobody's finding me. If you're here because you know how to get here.
Or you followed some daisy train where you know.
Right. You watched me pop up on somebody else's shit and found out about me that way. YouTube didn't help you get here, Garen fucking Teed. Garen fucking Teed. Yeah, this is YouTube's underground, and I got to tell you, it's not going to be here for long. It's only a matter of time before they look at people like me, where they're like, we functionally cut these fucks off, and there's so many of them that like there's no accounting for what they're going to say. Snip.
I don't know. I think you make them too much money.
Maybe. I don't think I make them as much money as you think I make them.
Well, you make enough that got a negative on them.
Maybe. I've just watched the way that it's gone since GooTube started, right? Since Google purchased what was a company of its own. And I've watched slowly but surely independent content, low production, high interaction content. I've watched it get pruned here, there, and everywhere, all around, until there's this little kind of universe that I'm existing in right now that's kind of like we're allowed to be here, but we're not really wanted here. You know what I mean? So demonetized, but you can still be here, kind of gray zone. And it's just like the next step in my mind, having seen the pruning, is to just eventually get to the point where it's like NewTube. You know what I mean? And it's like sponsored content and Jake and Logan Paul and fucking celebrities and record companies and movie companies, like mostly it is now. That's and
I feel
news.
like maybe they're probably reluctant to have big personalities like Jake and Logan Paul, though, because of the controversy. Like,
Well, I mean, I wasn't necessarily using them.
Well, I just mean like
they were fine with
ones
Jake and
too.
Logan Paul until one of them found a fucking hanging corpse in a forest and laughed about it.
Yeah.
And then they fucking became kind of persona non grata. But they were, dude, those dudes, they were literally making enough money off of YouTube dollars to throw all their furniture in their pool and burn it.
Yeah.
That was one of their fucking videos that they did for YouTube that had billions of fucking views, was like, we're sick of the furniture in this stupid fucking mansion. And so they literally like threw a bunch of expensive ass shit in a drained out pool in the backyard and burned it. So YouTube was fine with them until they did something that was so reprehensible that nobody could excuse it. Like going into the suicide forest, finding a corpse and making a big fucking joke about it.
Yeah. Well, that episode of DFF got taken down when you were like making fun of them for it.
Right.
They're trying to scrub it.
They don't want anybody even fucking mentioning it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like the fucking, all right, let's think of one that's like, who's a YouTube star right now? What's her name? Fucking perfect example. Oh my God. Chick recently came out that she's gay or lesbian.
Oh, you're talking about JoJo Siwa?
JoJo Siwa. Perfect example of a modern, front-facing, very squeaky clean, fun content, kind of front-facing YouTube star. That's the future of YouTube. People like me are a fucking relic of YouTube's past. People that just turn on their shit and talk to you or make low production, high interaction type of content like this, or just don't fucking script everything they do and shoot on a fucking normal big set. We are a relic of a day gone by when YouTube was about average people having a venue to broadcast their thoughts. The vlogging generation is fucking dead. And this right here is like a zombie, right? People like TJ, people like me, we've been around since fucking 2007. TJ a little earlier than that. I think he started his channel 2006. I think this channel here, 2007. That's literally fucking ground floor YouTube days, guys. And the website is very different. YouTube does not, like, and I don't think I'm doing anything dangerous here. In fact, from a corporate perspective, I'm making YouTube money, but here's what I'm not doing. I'm not taking a marketable side. I don't like the Democrats. I don't like the Republicans. How do you sell that to people? How do you even slap ads on that and steal fucking ad money from me? You know what I mean? It gets to a point where it's like, what are we risking by hosting these types of people who could say anything versus just vetting all our content creators? I've never spoken one word to any human being that I know to work for YouTube in my entire fucking time that I've been on the website. I've never had any communications with YouTube that I feel that weren't auto-filled by some automatic fucking message or some shit. Not one time in the entire time that I've been on this website. I get the feeling that one of the reasons why I'm protected when some of these other smaller channels that are newer aren't is because I'm a legacy member of the original run of the YouTube Partner Program, which is defunct now. But it locked me into this monetized status years before most people even made a YouTube channel. I was in the first run of people who were offered this partner deal. And so I'm fucking like, that's been my thoughts on it, because this channel for some reason has been kind of like, it goes down sometimes. Like I get like a little, but usually like when channels get that type of shit, like that monkey video I got in trouble for, where I played the audio of the lady calling 911 because the monkey was ripping the lady's face off over somebody playing Ape Escape, and I laughed about it. Like that got pulled for bullying the dead woman. That was, you know what I mean?
I mean, that could have been a troll reporting.
Right, but that's the thing is like a lot of like channels like mine that get the views that I do would have been just nuked. But I just got like the community guideline, you know what I mean? Like, so I think that I'm a little protected because I'm one of those grandfathered in fucking accounts, and like the time that my account has existed on the platform probably gives me a little bit of clout. The fact that I'm still making content for them, and I've been making content since before Google owned the platform, that's got to put me somewhere different than your average person that started their channel in 2013, 2014, 2015, after YouTube had already purchased. You know what I mean? But those are just speculations. And like I said, eventually it's like... Writing's on the wall for this platform, whether you like it or not. It's moving towards a subscription-based platform. YouTube Premium. That comes with all kinds of movies and shit. They're looking to be a competitor to Netflix and HBO Max and all of these other kind of subscription services, Amazon Prime. That like YouTube is positioning itself to be a content creation factory, where it's like, we're going to take these young stars that we find that algorithmically get big, and the ones that are fresh-faced and fucking, you know, hip and gen alpha enough, they get fucking pushed to the top, and we develop actual show deals with them. Where it's like we pay them, we get their set for them, we buy their whole fucking video game shit, we set them up with sponsors, blah, 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 blah. That's the way this shit has been going for a long time, guys. This type of content, and to be quite frank with you, the type of content that Deep Fat Fried makes, they're not looking for that. In fact, they really honestly don't want that. Just like Netflix doesn't want somebody on their platform talking fucking off the wall shit or low production values, looking cheap, looking off the cuff. They don't want that.
But if
Slick.
Amazon buys YouTube, then you're fine, because Amazon don't give a shit.
That's true, but Amazon won't buy YouTube.
Who knows?
YouTube's a money losing business. Now maybe if they fucking like are able to transition to this fucking like subscription service that competes with these other ones, Disney Plus and shit, but
you never know, dude. Like fucking Yahoo used to be on the top, now they're being treated like a ping pong ball.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, nobody can have a crystal ball, but I do have the benefit of looking back over many years on this platform, and I can tell you which way the wind is blowing. And it is not towards the independent, low-budget content creator. It's not towards the self-made person. It is towards the high-end, high-budget, high-production value, team shooting kind of content that has, you know, $1,000 fucking $10,000 fucking cameras and multiple people that work for the fucking. It's moving towards that type of shit. So where's the next YouTube? That's a question that people have been asking since fucking Google bought YouTube, and even a little before. We used to call it the promised land. You can look it up. It was a meme in the community. Every time somebody would go like, hey guys, I found this other fucking streaming platform and they're not as fucking draconian as YouTube is. They're called YouNow or whatever the fuck, or YouLive or Live Video or whatever the fuck it was, right? And we got so tired of hearing it, we used to meme about it with each other and call it the promised land. Then there may not be a next YouTube. The truth of the matter is that YouTube is an incredibly risky thing for a corporation to even want to fucking touch. Because it's like people like me can get on and speak their minds. Now, I don't think I'm a dangerous person, but that doesn't mean Joe Blow down the street doing the same thing as me isn't. You know what I mean? And it's like they got to watch all this shit and it doesn't make them any money. It's a fucking nightmare. If they can't turn it into something that's fucking money making, they'll probably shut it down, and no other fucking company's looking to scoop that up. So this you may be talking about the relocalization of this type of content, meaning that it may go from guys like me going on these mass platforms like Facebook and YouTube, which has become the ubiquitous way for people to broadcast their thoughts in these days, and moving away to more decentralized platforms that they own. Like you'd go to paulsego.com to see what I'm fucking doing and see what I'm streaming. And I find some kind of fucking host that's willing to host my videos and shit. And I charge you guys more money to watch what I'm doing because I have to pay for fucking hosting fees and shit to keep my fucking shit up. And that's that.
YouTube is trying to do like a Patreon thing. They have this thing where you can join channels
Yep.
now.
But you can't have a Patreon.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can. I think you can. I haven't done it here, but yeah, there's this whole like channel subscription service now on YouTube that gives you access to tiered content and
Yeah,
this,
because I
that.
think Blair White has it, and she also has a Patreon.
Yeah,
So
DP
maybe-
does it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a big part of DP's thing now. They have a channel subscription thing. At least I think they do. I know they did back in the when it first started. I don't know if they're still doing it. The internet is regressing. Well, I don't know if that's true. See, these mass media platforms are, as a certain individual said at one point, a double-edged sword. They're a double-edged sword for those of us that aren't waterheads. Because misinformation is rife on these platforms, right? So it's like you get the freedom, but you get the conglomeration of people that listen to the wrong kind of charismatic personality, and all of a sudden you got this whole bubble of people that believe bullshit. So what do you do with something like this? I think decentralizing people's fucking access to this shit is once again a double-edged sword, but I think it's one that's, worth looking into. Yeah. Prior to the YouTube's takeover, there were a bunch of little decentralized websites for video content and vlogging content. And E-Bombs was one of them. A lot of them were centered around more forums than video exchanges, and then video became part of those forums, and people would go back and forth via video, but it was never really codified until YouTube came along and made this like, hey, this is the vlogging platform. Here's the platform where you come, you say whatever you want, you upload it to our servers, and anybody can come along and watch it. And, I think that you're looking at in the future, probably in the next fucking 5-10 years, honestly, a mass decentralization of the type of content that you're used to getting. So you're going to be seeing people retreating from the platform or being removed from it entirely and moving to a more crowd-funded kind of way of distributing their content. Yeah, Blair White was an example. Like, there's people that are just on such a fucking crusade. Like, she just said Blair White does the fucking stupid YouTube channel ad thing. She didn't say she was a fucking fan of Blair White or backed anything Blair White said. And even if she was, it shouldn't matter to you. So get over your fucking self. Some people just have such fucking... They just get so triggered so fucking easy. It's like they're waiting to go off. They're waiting to find something objectionable every second of every fucking day. It's like, calm the fuck down. Deep breaths with us. Like, fucking shit. What's the problem with her? She's a transphobe, basically, I guess would be the way of putting it. Like,
I mean, like, if you want to do, like, the most unbiased way, it's just a conservative trans woman.
Right. So she's a trans woman that oftentimes advocates for things that are not in the best interests of trans people. And kind of revels in her position as being a trans woman with a more conservative social outlook. It's like Caitlyn Jenner, kind of, yeah. She doesn't even defend herself in anti-trans. I don't care. I really honestly don't care. I don't watch Blair White. I don't give a fuck about Blair White. No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the chick that got, or whoever it was, that got fucking banned up out of here. Or timed for being all triggered because somebody said the word Blair White up in here. It's like, fucking take a breath. Deep. In through the nose, out through the fucking mouth, you know. Oh, boy. People love personal dramas. Yeah, I do. They do indeed. Drama mine. Oh yeah, dude, that's something that, like, while we're on the subject of these weird, vlogging and audience interaction venues, dude, you have no idea how many times people will come in and say something that's meant to evoke a response in me that they can run and tell somebody about, like a bunch of internet tattletales and shit, so they can foment drama between me and some other person. Austin recently voted to ban homeless encampments. How noble of them. That's mighty wide of them.
They're building shelters to replace those encampments.
Oh, of course. Of course they are. Happy birthday, the Gray. 22 is a good age.
It's a weird age.
It's a weird age, but it's a good age, trust me. In retrospect, 22 is pretty fucking cool. Can be weird, though. You're at that point now where everybody expects you to fully be out of the nest and shit, you know what I mean? You got all the weight of the world on your shoulders. You're living at a strange time. I'm not saying it's a fucking cakewalk, but trying to enjoy being young.
I mean, and that is true that there are homeless people that choose not to be in shelters because of the rules they have. But a lot of times the rules that they don't like are the no drugs rules.
Right.
Which means that
that's actually the number one rule. Yeah. No drinking and no drugs. And a profound amount of homeless people are homeless because they self-medicate mental problems with drinking and drugs. Mm-hmm. Hello. So, of course, a lot of homeless people elect to be on the streets rather than places that deny them the thing that they're on the street for. Rampant crime where? Austin? Yeah, give them the bootstraps. We're going to tear down every homeless person's encampment, but we're going to give each one of them a pair of bootstraps to pull themselves up by.
I wouldn't necessarily blame shelters for like not allowing drugs, but they just need to have like a separate thing to like put them into drug treatment.
What about the ones that don't want to go into drug treatment?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do? You force them into it? How do you force somebody you see what I'm saying? Like, there need to be places where people can go and just live and not have to fucking worry about it. This is the idea. All of this, like, we need to build a shelter, one that gets them off drugs. We need to build, like, there are people in this fucking world that don't want to be helped. And they suffer. And yes, it's their fucking choice to some extent. But the idea that we need to deal with this as a society by just ignoring them as they sleep on the streets is fucking ridiculous. But in order to do this, you risk the idea of decommodifying housing, which is a scary fucking idea. There's no room for compassion in capitalism. Compassion don't sell. Now, it does sell to act compassionate, but actual person-to-person compassion has no price. You can't commodify it because it's something that is above the idea of rote capitalism and has pre-existed it and will antecede it.
I mean, the anti-homeless architecture is more than just a rumor. You can find like hundreds of examples
Dude,
of that.
yeah, there's no fucking rumor about it. There are hundreds and hundreds of documented examples of obvious anti-homeless architecture. It's not always just as fucking easy as like easily recognizable as the spikes. That's why people go like, oh, people saw those spikes one time and they think there's all this anti-homeless. No, it's as simple as park benches being built at a slant like this. So they're comfortable to sit on for a few minutes, but not for 15.
Or
and you can't sleep on them.
Put a statue in like a corner under an enclave or whatever where people don't have room to lay down because there's this big statue there.
Yep. Or they will slightly fucking... Have you ever been in a place that instead of having like a straight buttress against the sidewalk has a tipped one, or one that goes like this decoratively? That's so that homeless people can't sleep on them or sit on them or rest on them. Trust me, this has been designed into big cities for longer than it's been known about. Anti-homeless architecture is a real thing. Hand rests on bus benches so that people can't lay on them. Exactly. Oh, now all of a sudden there's a middle hand rest on a bus bench. Why is that? So that nobody can ever lay down on it. This is an 18 plus chat, and somebody that thinks that homeless spikes under a bridge look badass because they're like Bowser's Castle is either not 18 plus or hasn't aged up enough actually mentally to participate. Go get a profile pic, John Long. Homeless people should only camp out under major bank buildings, the institutions that are absorbed the most money to make the rich richer and the poor poorer, right? So since it came up in and since I'm kind of done talking about this homeless thing, I want everybody to scroll back up and look at the comment of one John Jones. I don't want him banned or anything done to him, right? Look at John Jones's last comment. It is a one-word comment acknowledging something that was in the chat that was completely fucking stupid. It added nothing to the ongoing discussion we were having about homelessness, and is a perfect example of shit that is just going to get people banned in a little while. You should be very careful that everything that you post in this chat is either an honest reaction to what's going on. I don't mind people laughing and stuff if something gets funny, or a contributing factor. So I don't need people going troll. So just know, those of you that fucking participate in this shit, and let it be known, you're on fucking notice. When I say this is an 18 plus fucking chat, right? Cynic was fucking confused by it. A bunch of people probably were, because it added nothing to the fucking chat. It had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And in the future, that type of shit, no matter if it's well-meaning or not, is getting banned the fuck out of here. This is a conversational space. You have to post things that are readable and on topic. And if you don't, you're gone. Period. Hasn't done anything.
Just an example of something that...
It's just shit that's off topic or diversionary shit. You know what I mean? Fucking running up in here, like asking me what up an hour into a stream and shit like that. I want you guys to imagine that this is a room of people sitting around a table and having a fucking conversation. Get that fucking picture in your mind. And there are empty spots at the table, but there's a conversation already going. So if you come in and make fart noises, nobody's going to think it's funny. People wouldn't be here if they didn't want to be involved in the fucking conversation. So if you're going to come in and act like a fucking honk clown, you're going to get bounced down the fucking stairs like one. No, really, seriously. It's not just a good way of putting it. That is the image I want people to get in their minds, that this is a meeting of people that are here for a purpose. That purpose is to discuss whatever we're discussing that night. And I'm leading that discussion every goddamn night. If you have a problem with that, you can go find somebody else to lead your fucking discussion. But I lead the discussion every night. I decide the flow and timbre of the conversation. I decide what to pick up on and what not to pick up on. And this is a meeting of people who are here to talk about topics. And if you walk in honking your fucking bike horn, you're going to get bounced up out of here back to your clown car. No more fucking around, dude. People called me a fucking Nazi for a long time because I moderated my community, like, very openly. Like, I would fucking ban people and then unban them every month. Now I'm actually going to do it. I'm done. I'm just so exhausted. No, it's fine, John Jones. I didn't mean to single you out, but I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of people that are up in here that I see in here a lot that are still perpetrating this shit. It's time to grow up. And if you don't want to grow up, don't participate in the chat. There's plenty of people lurking. There's 179 people watching and probably fucking like 30 of you motherfuckers talking. It's on those fucking lurking people, too. Some of them are working and can't fucking participate, but some of them choose to lurk and do other goddamn things. They want to steer the goddamn topic. It's their purview to jump in. Like, that's not what this is about. That's never been what this is about. Well, actually, that's not true. The reason these new fucking rules are in place is because there are whole fucking Highdeologies that are about nothing but sparring with trolls and shit. And while I managed to spin that shit into gold a few times more than most people can, let me tell you what, dude, it gets fucking real tiring. So I'm not doing it no more. I'll spin your ass right out the fucking room. I hate to have to be that way, dude, but I just feel like I got to this point where I was like incapable of having even close to a fucking serious conversation up in here. Are there any class troll streams? There are, but you'll have to find them. I'm actually angry about something else. Huh? Say what? I want to get like one of those bots. I know you can get them for streams and shit. One of those night bots that'll just post the rules over and over again. Maybe I'll have Otello help me figure out how to get one set up. And I'll just fucking spam it. Not spam it, but just like every 3 minutes or so, a new rule will be posted in the chat, or an overall like fucking thing like Otello spam sometimes will be posted in the chat. Keep people fucking aware. Set up some auto ban shit. And just like regulate the fuck out of this. It's the only way it's going to be. You know what, dude? The funny thing is, I've started to see talk about this amongst other streamers. I'm trying to remember. Somebody on the subreddit posted a Vosh video. I ended up watching it, and in that video, other than the topic that he was talking about, he was cracking down on people in his chat and talking about how he's seriously considering like being way more harsh with his chat, because he was tired of looking at it and seeing nothing but nonsense and gibberish and bullshit. And I was like, whoa, all right, cool. Maybe there's like a movement towards expecting a certain level of fucking participation out of your audience, and not just having it being a gibbering fucking mass of chimps that you're, hello my baby, hello my honey, hello my ragtime gal, soft chewing in front of, you know what I mean? Too easy to make new accounts, very easy to ban too, very easy to wrench people up that I trust, very easy to enforce a baseline set of rules. Dude, go watch the last 5 Highdeologies and then go watch a Highdeology from 30 Highdeologies ago. The character of these fucking shows have changed simply because of harsh enforcement on my part and the part of my specters. Enforcing such rules on a large-scale Twitch stream is entirely different beast, to be fair. I don't think so at all. Like, Twitch streamers that have big chats like that are all partnered, and they can put it in subscriber-only mode, and then have moderators within that community to enforce any bullshit that goes on there. So then the trolls have got to pay you $5 to chat, and 90% of them ain't going to do that. And the ones that do get smacked immediately, and you've got this type of an environment where only people that are serious about taking part can actually fucking interact with you, and people can still lurk if they want. So it doesn't hurt them. Oh my God, bro. Dude, if I become Devin Tracy, I have a long transformation ahead of me. The flushing. You want to go inside, D? I think you should go inside. You've been sitting out here long enough.
Yeah, you don't have I know. I know you
Ooh, that was a nice cool breeze I just got.
don't. Yeah, for me.
No, it wasn't. It was an actual cool breeze just started. You feel it? Little tiny breath of air coming. Oh, snap. I mean, let's be real, dude. I'm nowhere near the ego that fucking Devin Tracy was. Holy fuck. I mean, I'm willing to cop to having a pretty large ego, but that dude was just 110% ego. Just giant fucking swinging dick ego, you know what I mean? Big ego energy. You know? Mine's pretty big too, but I'm not gonna claim fucking falsely that I wrestle in the same arena as fucking Devin Tracy. Come on.
Here's a question. How do you prefer Paul's ego to be presented? Like, do you like just Paul apostrophe S ego? Do you like the Paul Z ego?
That's a good question. I don't really care.
Yeah,
Like-
I've just seen it like both ways. I don't
My
know.
channel name and the way that like it shows up, if like the way it initially was because it had to be one word. So that TJ was the amazing atheist, but it was all sandwiched together, right? And then like I was Paul's ego, but with the Paul and the ego capitalized to denote that it's supposed to be two words. And so people would oftentimes say Paul's apostrophe S space ego. Zigo has become a way that people fucking nickname me because it's just a little, it's nickname of the two. I don't really care, honestly. Like Paul's ego, Paul's Seago, Paul, however you want to do it. I'd really rather just be Paul. And that, I think in most of the community, after people get to know me, like I'm only Paul's ego when people are trying to introduce me to people that don't know me. I'm Paul in the community, and I like that. It's short and sweet. Poo-all. Do I miss Steve Shives?
I don't think he went anywhere, did he?
I'm contemplating if that's bannable. I'm gonna let you slip. Why did you change your channel name? I don't know. When I started doing this exclusively with the channel, I wanted it to be a statement to people that didn't want to hang around, that thought it was the same old channel, that they weren't going to get the same type of shit that they were used to getting. Like I wasn't going to do these like, short form videos or kind of pre-prepared videos anymore, that I was going to do live streaming on this channel, like this type of content. And I came up with the name for the fucking show, and I went and changed it. I've thought since then about changing it back, to be honest with you, like just changing the channel name back to Paul's Ego. But I don't know. I've thought about doing a lot of things with this channel that I don't think anybody would like. Like I've thought about hiring somebody to take timestamps for me, and then every once in a while using some of the donation money to hire somebody to edit some of the best ofs and releasing like like doing these live streams live and then just taking them down about an hour after and sending them to an editor to edit certain timestamps out, and then creating like a best of monthly fucking thing. Because like I gotta tell you, dude, there's a problem with this type of long form content just hanging out on the channel. Not many people are like, look at this fucking video right here. There's a lot of good fucking ideas and a lot of fun little quips and shit buried in 90 minutes of shit that people that don't know me aren't gonna watch, right? There's always this, like, I've talked numerous fucking times about a lot of things that people claim I've never said a word about. Like people say, Paul has no plan outside of not voting. And a lot of that may be due to, some of those people may be trolls. Some of those people, it may be due to the fact that they just don't sit through fucking 90 minutes of Highdeology to listen to me talk about labor. They're not familiar with what I do over here. How cool would it be to point them to a fucking collection of labor clips? rather than trying to dig through endless, nameless episodes, right? I can't name these fucking episodes prior to, and naming them after requires me remembering every goddamn topic we talked about. I need water.
Want me to get it for you?
No, I gotta get it. I'm parched. He gave me the saddest look, and I had to let him out. I told him to stay, and he looked at me like he was gonna cry with those big fucking eyes. So I let him come out. You gotta stay, though. You gotta be a good boy. You gotta sit down, okay? Come on. Come over here and lay down. Be a good boy. You don't need to be alerting. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this. Thank you guys for chilling. I'll see you next time. Bye.